Wait for it to show up. Am I live yet? It should tell me if I'm live. Oh, it says I'm live. It says it's starting. That's a good sign. So let's open this up just in case. Hey! There it is. Let's just check for voice. Starting. That's a good sign. Yep, alright, you can hear me. Oh, great timing. There's a leaf blower outside. That's fun. What are we doing today? Well, as you saw from the thumbnail, we're doing a thing called Create Live. Basically, every now and then I'll open the 3D software and I'll kind of just mess around with it for a while, not really having a project in mind, and I just kind of thought I would live stream that. But today we're doing something a little different. I'm gonna try and make a mountainous scene. Let's see if I can pull something over here. There we go. I have two monitors, so you won't be able to see what's on one of them. So I'll try to keep it all on this one. But we're gonna try and make Smoky Mountains and fog. Let's see. Yeah, something like one of these. No, oops, I didn't want to do that. All right, let's find some good concept images. Hopefully that leaf blower isn't too distracting. My mic is pretty good at not picking up a lot of background sound, so we should be okay. But it shouldn't last too long. Let's do. There are, so these are kind of, I like these kinds of pictures. So that's fake. I'm not looking for something super. I want trees, because I want to be able to make trees and then throw a bunch of trees in there. So we're gonna be making trees like pine needles and stuff, and that could be. Well, I might destroy my computer. Basically what I have in mind is going to be very difficult, and I might start off with like some concept work. I don't have. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna try searching something else, because I don't see anything in here that I really like. Let's just try. Let's mix up the words. Foggy mountains. Oops. Foggy mountains. There we go. Yeah. Something like this. This would be cool. So you have, as you can see, you have like snow up there, and you got like can I not? There. So you got like trees in the foreground, middle ground. You can kind of see it almost looks like a light, maybe from a train or something going through this forest, which is kind of cool. Even up here you have like a waterfall. That's pretty cool, and you kind of have like this valley of mountains with a forest below. That's really neat. And fog all throughout. Now I don't know if I can make fog as detailed as this. Like I could probably do something similar. As far as scaling goes, it's gonna be kind of tricky. But I think we can do something along this lines. You kind of see like shrubbery going up there. Maybe we get something else. Let's look at something else. We could always do like a lake. I'm not too familiar with making realistic water, but that's all part of the Create Live. You get the full experience of what happens, and how to how to it all happens, because it's not a quick process. I haven't been working in Blender really at all lately, and I'm kind of wanting to get back into it with a bigger project. I've done a lot of one-day projects that aren't super big, like the flower that took less than an hour, stuff like that. And I'd like to do a bigger, longer project where I, it takes several days, and I kind of walk through the process with, making videos. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm pretty excited. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've not even thought about this a little bit. This is the first time I've done any work with it. Let's go high elevation mountains. While I'm doing this though, I did mountains. How about this? How about mountains above the clouds? I can't type. There we go. Oh, that's kind of cool. See, this is another idea. Okay, hold on. Let's minimize Blender for a second. Let's see. Let's take this. Let's trash that. Let's open this up. All right, view image. Oh, that's cool. All right. Now, as far as skies go and lighting, I've not done the thing where you pay for skies, because I guess Oh, that's kind of cool, the castle. I don't feel like paying for this stuff. So I don't have any of those sky packs, so we're gonna have to figure out how to make a sky. Uh, but that'll be last. That'll be one of the last things that we do. That's kind of neat. Wolf. Um, yeah, alright, well, you know what, let's start with figuring out how to make mountains, and then we can move on from there, because either way, I like the idea that we had before with the, wherever it is. Here we got this idea. I like the cloud layer, but either way, we're gonna have to make these mountains and rocks and learn how to make put snow on there. So that's gonna be part of it regardless. Where did my other picture go? I had something. I had that. Let's see if I can go back. Oh wait, there it is. This. All right, view image. Bring it over. Yeah. All right, that'll be some inspiration. Let's go back into Blender, and you won't be able to see it, but I'll pull this up on the other side so that I can see it at least and be able to check in on that while we're working. In fact, actually, another thing I can do is I can bring this up, make this a. Let's see if I can go all the way down. No, I don't want to do that. All right, hold on. Let's bring this over. We'll slide that over here. This will be the UV image editor. We'll open up a desktop file. I don't want to see it. Where is it? All right, now you can see what I'm working with. So that'll be there. That'll just kind of be, it does limit our screen space, but it gives you guys kind of an idea so you can watch what I'm working off of. Maybe I'll open this one as well. UV image editor, open. There we go. So here's some there are two basic concepts. What we want to go for. This one's definitely got more of a bright, warm mood to it. This one's more of like a mysterious because you don't really know what that is, and there's a lot going on in this one. But you kind of get an idea for what's gonna happen. So we can start by taking everything in this scene and deleting it because we don't want any of that. Now we got nothing. I don't know. I honestly don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know how this is gonna work. We're gonna go. Let's start with a plane, obviously, because you gotta start somewhere. Now we want. We're not gonna make all mountains. We're gonna use background. We're gonna use a mountainous background because my computer simply can't handle an entire scenery like that. It's just too much. Because that would take a lot of rendering capabilities, and I'd constantly lose track of what was going on. So we can subdivide this by, let's say, I don't know, let's do 50. Let's start with, oh yeah, that's pretty, maybe 30. All right, 30 should be good. No, 40. Meet me in the middle. There we go. All right, 40. 40's good. And now if we want to maybe go into, let's see, there, yeah, we can do, so we can take like over here, grab that, hit O, and then pull up. We can kind of make some sort of, little hill there. Give the land a little bit of texture. Also, you want to hit smooth so that there's not, if we had it flat, it would have these little boxes and it would show where we have our vertices. We don't want that. So we're going to hit smooth. And then we're going to take this row. Oh, diagonal. Come on. All right. And then move that up. There, that could work. Maybe move that out a little bit. Maybe move that down. There, that's kind of good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Maybe move it up a little bit more. Yeah, that could work. Maybe Alright, yeah, move the whole thing up. I don't like seeing that grid. Grid is distracting. And let's bring up, alright, let's go overhead view. Nope, I don't want to select any of those. I'm going to select a fair amount of these pixels. I don't know what I'm doing. This is all happening for the first time. But we're gonna figure it out. It's part of the fun. That's how you learn, is you trial and error. Alright, we're gonna bring that up. Plateau. Oops, shoot. Alright. Now do we want, the question is now though, do we want it, we don't want it to be, more steep. Alright, yeah, I mean that could work. That kind of like a base base concept for it. Pfft, I don't know what I just did. Alright, and then we can go up here and go subdivision surface, just make it a little bit smoother. Now as far as up here goes, obviously we're going to want to texture it, and you don't want it to you don't want it to seem like it's, you know, too fake, because we do want to go for a touch, you know, a little bit of realism here. We don't want it to seem too like just made, you know, we don't want it to seem too strange, and we'll add texture and stuff like that, because, you know, these mountains have, there's a lot going on basically. So let's drag, oops, you know, let's drag a little bit up here at the front, and then we don't want anything to be flat. We're gonna, no matter what, we're gonna add texture. So it's not gonna look like this. It's not gonna be smooth. And this is just kind of a baseline structure, not as necessarily texture, that we'll sculpt on top of. But you know, you gotta start somewhere. It's best to do as little as you can in the actual sculpting and do as much as you can, from what I've found at least, in the you know, when you're doing this part, because it's just gonna look better if you can avoid, you know, that. And while we're at it, let's just go overhead and oops. Let's extrude that and do a bunch of little subcuts. That looks good. Alright, and then now what we got is I don't know what we got. We got something. It looks like something, which is, you know, good. We got maybe some base to the maybe some base to the hill. Who knows? That's kind of neat. Maybe we don't want a base here. We just want to bring it out. Yeah, there you go. That's something. Maybe we do want to add a little bit of a waterfall, you know, esque vibe. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Let's just select all these, rotate. Yeah, that's kind of neat. A little sideways mountain, kind of never hurts, kind of hurts. Who knows? Let's take this. No, we don't want to take that. We'll do that part in sculpting. As little as I want to do the, you know, the sculpting part, we'll do that later. We'll take that. We're just gonna put that on a rise. There we go. So there we go. We got kind of a scene going. From here, it just kind of looks like this. Is what we're going for. Maybe I went too high on that. There we go. Alright, so if we're going from this angle, let's just plop that camera. Oh, I don't have a camera here. Shift A. Let's add a camera. Alright, yeah, you're gonna have to go way back, buddy. That's a start. You know? We want it to be the camera. We want it to be, let's say Let's add in another little section here, just for now. Make this one the camera view, so that we can see what it's looking at. For now. That's kind of good. And then what we can do, because that's, I mean, maybe even a little bit. Oops. Yeah. All right. And then that's pretty good. All right, you know, I like that. I like that. For now, that should work. And I'm gonna get rid of these because I need the extra space. And then I'll just have them up over here, so that I can look in between the two and, you know, see it a little better. I think that might be a train down there, but I'm not sure. Be cool. Be cool if we can put like something like that, you know, where it's just like that ominous light glowing in the distance. It'd be kind of neat. All right, focus on that dot. Yeah. Whoa. All right, there we go. That's kind of a little bit of, you know, like a introduction to maybe we could put a waterfall, like that as well. Yeah, that could work. You could have like a little bit of a, ooh, what we could do. All right, hold on. I got an idea. Get that guy. Bring this up. So you could have like we could carve out like a little bit of a base there, not a base, but like a lake, and then have that streaming off into a river that's down here, and then have that river going. So that'd be kind of neat. Let's look at our picture. All right, now, so that's just a little mountain. We can go into 0 mode. And I don't know if I want that to. All right, hold on. Let's take our. This is not going to be our camera. We're going to go overhead. We're going to rotate this guy like that. Maybe even a little more. And we don't want this. Okay, so we're going to take oops. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to take these. We're going to just take these rows until, you know, it comes into the camera frame, and then we're going to delete them. Because, simply put, all right, that's good enough. We're going to delete vertices. Perfect. We just don't need them. Extrude. All right, that should be good. Now that is out of our camera's line of sight. And I guess same with over here. We can just, I wonder if we can just delete that. Yeah, we can. I don't know if I like that though. You know, it's just sloppy. All right, so that should be good. Now let's zoom in our camera there. I do like the mountain that kind of goes out back here. So we're gonna take one of these vertices, and we're gonna raise the roof. Raise it way up there. Just cause I like that, you know, that endlessness into the sky. It's kind of neat. So it's just gonna take that path. All right, so there's that. I don't know if I like that though. Hold on. Maybe bring that back a little bit. You know, that looks kind of good. That looks pretty good for my picture, at least, from the camera's point of view. And we'll add texture, and that'll make it all look a little better. You know, even if we smooth it, but not yet. We're not there yet. That's a project for a later time. All right. So now what we do want to do is, because we went for a more angled camera, we want to bring these out. All right, and then rotate. Yeah, and then we're gonna take this row. We're gonna raise. Oops. Maybe not that row. Maybe this row. All right. You know, if we're gonna do that though, all right, there, yeah, that's gonna give us more to work with. Because it's just kind of like a wall built around this thing. It's just like it's just a cavern built, you know, with the forest below. So we're gonna have to work that in there a little bit. So we're gonna take some of the we're gonna take some of these, just jut them out a little bit because it is, you know, it's not a perfectly straight wall. We're gonna take I don't know how we're gonna do this. We're gonna take, I want to take that, but I don't want to include the rest. So let's just, oops. Let's go C, and then there we go. All right, that should work. And then let's jut those out a little bit, and then we could probably just do this. All right, there. That's a little quicker. All right, and then, you know, we'll do a lot in the sculpting process later. So, you know, this is just the rough outline of what we're gonna do. Right there. That's pretty good. And then we do want to, you know, make them different heights because it's not a straight line. It is a mountain. So we're gonna adjust. You know, let's take this top row and let's go select, check, oops, select, let's go check or deselect, and let's, oops, turn off that and scale them. Oh no. Oh, I don't like that at all. Select, check or deselect, just raise them. It adds a little bit of texture on the top, not much. We're not going for, you know, anything game changing here. And then we'll take some points on top. It's just, you know, divot points. Maybe some go up. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of good. Maybe one more thing back here. We had like a little bit of a jutted edge. Yeah, I like that. Now the question is, now, do we want it to go? Yes, we do. We do want it to go. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. All right, from this camera though, or angle, it looks good. I don't like this balloon here. This is just not gonna work. Not gonna work at all. All right, you know, that'll be better. We'll make it better. We'll do some sculpting with that one. I do like this though. I don't like how steep it is. It looks like the wall from Game of Thrones. So we're gonna take that out. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna move it back. Just because I want the texture. I want it to look natural. And rocks don't form in a straight line. And as far as the backdrop goes, we'll find like a you know, a good background image to work with. If we have the space, I would happily, you know, make a custom one, but it doesn't always work out that way, sadly. So we got to work with what we got, and that should be a good channeling effect into a potential you know, background. So let's move this one. I don't want that one to be so far out. Oops. All right, we're gonna take one of these, take one of these, and we're gonna move it inward. It's a little better. All right, yeah, I like that channel though. That's a good channel. And before I forget, let's save it. Let's say mountains blend, or mountains live lib. Can't see my keyboard. All right, there we go. Mountains live. I'll put that on my desktop so I can find it easily for the next one. Should be good to go. All right. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. All right, so we have a saved project. You know, if you look through our camera, this is what it looks like. It's just kind of a, well, I'm not going to point at my screen, but we got like this nice plateau, not a plateau, but like it's just coming out. You can see a top, and this one, it's like a wall of mountains, and we're going to add a little bit of snow, a lot of texture. You know, rocks are not smooth, and I've got some good node editing trees that I can work with for that. So what are we going to do first? What do we want to do first? Do we want to texture first? I think we want to texture first. Then we'll work on trees, because trees are going to be pretty important to this picture, especially if we're going to make the foreground. I don't know if I want to make it look exactly like this, but I really like the concept there. So we're gonna do what we can. Let's go into this. Let's grab one of these. All right, that's good. And then I don't know. Do we want? All right, maybe let's look at the camera. Let's do this. Let's move it. It's gonna be hard to do that. All right, let's go up a little bit. Let's angle it down a little bit. What does that look like? That's pretty good. I like that, because then it's like looking down into a valley. And now if we take this, that center point, we're gonna make this go down. We're gonna take the rest of the valley with it. And now if we look into it, it definitely dips down. And if we take our camera and we move everything up above the grid line, you can see it even better. So that looks pretty good. All right, cool. And then we want this whole row to go down. All right, hold on. See. All right, hopefully that's selecting the, oh yeah. We gotta get all that and all that. That looks good. And then we'll drop it. All right, yeah, we'll smooth that out too. But for now, that's looking pretty spot on. I'm liking that. All right, let's add some texture. So what we can do is we can go into, well, before we do that, because texturing is going to require a multi-surface resolution modifier, which is not going to make our computer run very fast. So maybe we want to, well, do we want to UV unwrap it? I don't really know. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of this stuff yet. So if we want to get a basic idea, before we go and add a crazy amount of texture, I want to do texture last, because it's going to take just so much of our computer's space. So if we unwrap it, that's pretty good. Let's say M. No. All right, well, we're going to rotate it so we kind of get an easier sense of what's going on here. And what we're going to do, I know, that's obviously the mountain, and then we have obviously the other mountains here. G, scale it up a little bit, rotate it a little bit, scale it down a little bit. There we go. All right, and next what we want to do is we want to take from our reference image and we want to paint on this and get a vague estimate of where it's going to go on here, so that when I go and make the final thing in Photoshop, it looks good, and it's all in the right spot. So what we want to do is we want to exit out of object mode. We go into vertex paint mode, we want to go into vertex paint mode. Let's go into options. Oh, grease pencil. Nope. Not vertex paint. I want to go into texture paint. There we go. We want to create a new untitled. We're going to make this 4096 by 4096. We're going to call it mountain skin. All right, and it's going to be black. It's a good base. We're going to go to slots, material, image, mountain skin. All right, there we go. Now tools, if we paint on here, you can see it appears on there, which is fun. But we don't want it to be, well, let's go to object mode again. Let's go to lamp. Let's go to sun. Now let's go to texture paint mode. I can't see. The problem is I can't see it. I forget how you're supposed to do it if you don't. Let's try mountain skin 2. Let's make it white. Right? Yeah. All right. Now, if we try this, let's say we want to go to mountain skin 2. And we want the tool to be black. All right, that's better. That's better. At least now I can kind of see what I'm working with. So we want the whole base to be kind of like an off brown. So that's white. Let's go here. Let's set like a nice gross mud brown, just so that I understand what is base, and we can go out, we can go above, and we can really do this in a sloppy fashion. You can see that that occupies that area, and like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't going to be the final. This is just going to be giving me an idea of where the mountains are gonna go, so that I can texture. I'm going to make the final thing based on this map, because I'm basically drawing a map of where things are, and this is the two-dimensional layer, and that'll carry over to Photoshop. And then when I place the skin on top of that, it'll match up correctly with the mesh, and I will be able to get the proper mountain look, and then I'll add texturing and all that good stuff. So we want to outline the base of the mountain. That looks pretty good. Color in that with brown, and then we'll do a different color for the mountain, so that I know when I go back in Photoshop and make it, it'll look good. So this is how UV texturing basically works. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. I really am no expert. This is just how I've kind of figured it out as I've messed around with it, trying to do my own projects. Never took any classes or lessons, so this is just me figuring it out as I go along. Hopefully it'll carry over. I am going to college for this, so my goal is to have an understanding. Hopefully I'm not teaching it to myself so badly that I'm beyond help once I do get to college. So that'd be unfortunate. But for the meantime, it is good to kind of get my bearings with 3D software, so that I can pick up other programs easily. It's like learning an instrument. Once you've learned the basics of one, it'll be easier to pick up the rest, and languages, and most skills in general where information carries over. So this is always good. If you have an opportunity to get good at something and practice something, well, you can, and before even if it's not ideal, it'll still be better than having not done anything at all. So that's my goal, at least. And we're almost done with the base of the mountains. And you can see, if I want to and cheat a little bit, just come over here. Instead of view, I can go into paint mode, and then I can just paint on the rest. And you can see, oops, not too sloppy. It just kind of carries over there. All right, so that's kind of mapping out the base of our land. If we want, here's something we could do. We could look at this through the camera And then if we want to draw like a train going through, we could do that. Okay, let's look from here. If we want the waterfall to be kind of like a blue, we can see that. All right, let's draw out where the let's do the mountain first. All right, so mountain first. We're gonna take this 1 1 1, make that like a dark gray. Perfect. All right, so this is gonna be the mountain color, so that it marks where our mountain is. This is the not, obviously not the final. We're gonna have hopefully some detail. I hope I can get good mountain detail. I don't know how to make mountains. We're gonna learn though. This is how video game people do it, I think. Not sure. Again, really have no idea what I'm doing. But that's the fun. It's so fun. I think the hardest part is gonna be honestly making the tree, because the mountains are fine. Like, they're not super difficult, but the trees are gonna take up the most space. I'm afraid that when I come down to it, I'm just not gonna be able to render it. At least not on this computer. I could always download the file and just take it to, I know people with much stronger computers than I have, and just take it over to theirs and have them do all the heavy lifting. But I would like to be able to do it on this one and live stream it so that you guys can see the final result. Obviously, I won't be live streaming the rendering. That would just, my computer would probably burst into flames. But I will be showing the final result if it does turn out, I like to gauge it by, if a project is good, would I post it on social media and say, hey, I'm proud to present this, then it is complete. If I'm not, and if I'm hesitant and saying, hey, I don't know if I'd post this, or hey, this is incomplete, or I'd come up with some excuse as to why it's not perfect, I wouldn't post it. So it's got to be social media worthy. If not, I'll show you what happened in a future Create Live. I think I explained that right, what a Create Live is. It's just basically where I open up Blender, usually without a plan, but today I had a plan, and just make something. So that's what we're doing. All right, so there's one mountain, and you can see it's all carried over to here. Looks like a mountain to me. Do I wonder if I could just do this? Oh, no, it's not necessary. Let's just keep it at 0.7. All right, F, there we go. Boom, that's quick. All right. And we can make that a little neater around the edges. And remember, it doesn't have to be a sharp line, because mountains don't just start. There's like a gradient almost. Even if it's small, there's a gradient between the mountain and the ground. All right, there. So we've kind of mapped our basics of the mountains and the thing. I want to go through with a smaller thing and mark the ridge of the mountain, so that I know, where the peaks are, so that when I go to make the, oh, that's not correct at all. What was I doing? All right, hold on. All right, I knew it was way too close. I was like, that can't be right. So let's go up. Is that right? I really can't. It's hard to tell. This will kind of be where we have some snow. If the top is showing anywhere. Oh yeah, that's a fine point right there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's a good thing, because I'm really not perfect at this at all. Using a mouse is pretty difficult when you're trying to draw fine lines like that. All right, there we go. That's a good view of the top. It's all about precision-ish work. I mean, it's good enough. Good enough. All right. You know what? Let's just do this. Do. Ta-da! All right, now we have kind of a line, lets us know where the top is across that thing. And for this one, like like before, it just looks like a two-dimensional thing. So we got to mark where our tops are. So we're gonna put a little X there. That's the top of a ridge. We're gonna put an X here. That's a cap. We're gonna put an X here. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna do a number system. So we have, this is let's draw an arrow going up, saying, hey, this is the top. This is the top. We have peak 1, P1, P2, P3, and then we're going to put water right there. Alright, so now that carries over, and you can kind of see, and I'll just draw the outline of them. Ooh. Alright, so there's peak 1. I don't like that too much. Let's go divot down. Divots around. That looks good. Peak 2 obviously kind of goes down and around. Peak 3 is a little different because it's like, it goes around. So we wanna do the water, and there we go. That looks pretty good. And then we'll draw a line kind of across the ridge there, and there. So that, it kind of marks where the edge is, and then I know where to put the snow if I'm making the snow. And then this kind of goes up to the top. Oops. Alright, so that shows us where everything is, and it is on the back too. This is the top. Alright, cool. Alright, let's save that. And now, so right now this is only appearing in the texture mode, so this won't be part of the final project at all, but you can see it for now. Let's just hide this. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now if we want to, we can, I was thinking about, instead of doing like a tree line, I could potentially raise this up as well and do like a path. So if I wanted to, I could have like let's mark where the path starts. We want it to kind of go off into the distance. Alright, that's way too big. Obviously this path is going to be fairly small. That's funny. Alright, we want it to be really small, just to show the monstrosity of this world, this environment that it's in. So we're gonna make that pretty teeny. Alright, that's good. We can have it snaking off. And you won't be able to see it because there'll be trees, but it'll be there. We'll just drag that all the way to the end. And then we'll have it, we can have it branching off if we wanted to. This is like a trail for like hiking and stuff, which is kind of neat. And then we could even put up on the mountain if we wanted to, like lookouts, like a lookout spot. That'd be kind of neat. And then other stuff like that. So we could have like if we wanted to go over here to our trail, we could carve in like a hiking path that was like a man-made one with some like a switchback, and then like another switchback, and then they're up on this ledge, and then there's like a trail that leads up to this peak, and then you could have like a I don't know, like a lookout platform or something with like a telescope. So we can do that too. We can do a lot of like fine detail in the end, and then change the camera angle. Hopefully it'll be, you know, okay to change the camera angle, but we'll see. All right, let's call it on that part, and we'll go back into object mode, and let's go image, save as image, and we'll say mountain skin, good, desktop, save. So that is there now. If we want to go into Photoshop, which I think I'm going to do, make sure this is saved. So let us open this. Where'd it go? Where are you? Picture. I thought I swear I know I saved it. All right, let's move stuff over here so that I can see it. Or actually, no, let's just hide stuff. I got too many things open. Mountain skin, there we go. All right, open Adobe Photoshop. Bingo. All right, so here we go. Here's our mountain skin. You can see, doesn't look too great, but that's just kind of the base. You know, that's just where it begins. After this, we take our advanced, you know, painting and texturing software, Photoshop, and applying it to, you know, the final design. So let's do rock textures. Here we go. So we have some options. We can do that. Obviously, the texture will be three-dimensional. We're not gonna do that. Actually, you know what? I might have, before I go too far with this, I might have something. Let's see. Node editor. Let's go new. Image texture, image texture. Now, if I can, where is it? There it is. All right, we're gonna change this to non-colored data. We're gonna go to converter or vector and say normal map. We're gonna put this in that. We're gonna put this in the normal section, and then we're gonna go to desktop, 3D modeling, textures, polygon downloads, environment, moss, cliff. Here we go. So, ooh, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, let's go to UV image editor. No, we want to open up. All right, let's look at this. View. All right. So we want to make this smaller. Much smaller. Like teeny tiny. All right. Now let's see. Which would be, if we could do this, it would be nice, because then we don't have to do the sculpting as much, and we can just, you know, we can just focus on the rest of it. All right, hold on. Let's make sure this applies only to the mountains, because we don't need it to apply to the ground. Let's see. All right, we can deselect all that. All that. Ooh, that's pretty clean. All that. All that. And all that. Oops, glad there's Control Z. Without Control Z, the life would be really bad. All right, and then last but not least, we'll take 1 and 2 and 3. All right, now we'll go to our materials. We'll add a new material. Make sure this one is assigned, and Control I will assign. All right, now Shift Z. All right, good. So that has it only applying to that, I believe. Yeah, correct. All right, and this one has the other one. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let's duplicate that. Let's put that there, and we're not gonna. This won't be the final thing, obviously. We're just gonna give it a little bit of a test. We're gonna make that color. We're gonna what? What the? 3 modeling. I don't know what happened. This is weird. 3D. Nope. Textures, polygon downloads, environment, cliff jagged. Let's use variant 1. Oh, that's kind of fun. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. All right. Well, let's definitely go to the UV image editor. We're gonna scale that puppy up because these are some big cliffs. Did that do anything? I don't know. Either way, it's we're gonna need to make a definitely make a new texture in Photoshop. All right. Well, this might be a project for a different day. We are currently at an hour long. I don't want these to be too long because I do want to break them up into sections. So we'll go until an hour. So what would be a good stopping point for this one? Well, we can start by kind of taking a new layer, mapping the skull and bones of this. So let's take our what is this? 3D Essentials. Let's take our pen tool, wherever that might be. Where's pen tool? Oh, I was looking right at it. All right, let's map the edge of the ground. Kind of. There's that. There's that. There's that. All right, and then let's edit these little guys. All right, or not. We can just take stroke. Oops, we wanted this to be black and white. Fill path or stroke path with brush. Oop. What's wrong with our brush? What's our brush doing? Oh. All right, pen tool, stroke path. There we go. All right, perfect. So that marks our thing there. Delete path. Now we can do this one. And then we can do this. And then we can do that. Oops. There we go. All right, that's close enough. Close enough. All right, now we can stroke path. All right. Delete path. Good. What do we have? All right, that's a good marker. Doesn't really matter much with this, as long as we don't go, outside. So we'll just or at least too far outside. We'll just kind of mark that, and then yeah. All right, and then this we'll take our pen tool, mark the top of this, and then go like that. And I know this might be kind of boring, but it is a slow process. It's not, if you rush it, I mean, like all art, it's as good as you make it. Like if you're willing to put in the time, it can be really good. If you're not, and if you just want to, something as quick as possible, it's not going to turn out maybe the way you want it to. So, I mean, it's just up to you how much time you put into it. But definitely you can make something really awesome if you really want to. Let's see. All right, that looks good. That'll just kind of give us a good rough idea of where we want the path to follow. As far as texturing goes, well, we can. I have some ideas. I do like the idea of starting with the gray. We're gonna just take this as kind of like a base for it. I'm gonna mess around a little bit with, close that, different textures. Let's do this. All right, so we have this option right here. I have some cool brushes here. Let's go up and do this. We're going to take that, make that much bigger. So this could kind of work for snow, at a larger scale. It's going to take a lot of time, and I might do some of this off camera so that you don't have to watch me painstakingly do all of this. But, we have some brushes that were actually meant for making snow for 3D texturing. So that's kind of neat. Also for like rocks and snow, we have some like this. Maybe make that a little bigger. Oops. So it's like, just kind of speckles. We have some of this. These are just really all meant for snow. So that's kind of neat. And then as far as rock texturing, we have, let's see. Oh, these are cool. They're like scales. I don't know. That could be useful. Probably not. Where did my rock texture go? Oh, these are all scales. Scales. I have a lot of freaking scales. All right, we have this. This is another one that's good for snow. It like makes that kind of that slushy kind of look to it. And then as far as rock texturing, where is it? Yeah, we have this. It looks like, the veins of a leaf. So it creates that cool kind of cracked effect. And I think that'll be pretty useful as far as making good rock texture. So let's see if we can't make like a good combination here. So let's make that bigger. Oh yeah, that looks good for snow. But we want rock. Let's go make this just a darker gray. Oh, no. Alright, we don't want to go all the way black. We just want to, like a dark gray. So that looks kind of good. Maybe stack it up a little bit. And then, ooh, tires. Do like tire tracks. We had a car driving through a mountain. And then maybe if we want to add like a little bit of some of those snow scales. Maybe some, if we want to, go for lower the opacity. Yeah, there it is. Lower the opacity. Do like a bit of a, overlay. Maybe even ramp it up a little bit. Just do, like 1 or 2 big ones. It's just darker in the center. There we go. Yeah, so like 1, and then we want to throw in some snow. So we go back to our bases, and this might not look, incredible up close, but from a distance, and you add actual, bump map and texture and stuff, it'll look a lot different. And we'll have variety. It won't always be the same in every spot, but I think we can combine a bunch of these different brushes to make something pretty good. So that's all we got for today. I think I'm gonna end it there at an hour. I think an hour is a good amount of time, to do a decent amount of work, as well as it's not too long. So we'll come back to this. We'll make mountains. We'll add trees. In the next one, probably I will have done some of the texturing off screen. Not texturing, the painting, but so I'll finish that, and then, or at least get some of it done and update you guys on what I did. And then in the next time, we will maybe work on perfecting some of the sculpting to the mountains themselves, and or making a tree. So maybe in the next one we'll do the sculpting, and then the following one after that we'll make a tree. In the end, I'll have the total amount, because I'll have the live stream where I live streamed it all. I'll be able to see how long they took, and we'll be able to hopefully have a well done project and a correct time for how long it took. So that'll be kind of cool, and maybe even throw together a super fast long time lapse at the end, because I do like making those time lapses. So until next time, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.